This is Troy's 67 Chevelle. Started off as just a, needed a reseal on the engine. It was an old big block 454 and it had a turbo 400 3-speed behind it. Then we found out it was leaking, for the head gaskets were leaking externally. Decided to scrap the idea, do the 427 or the LSX 454. And we put a 6-speed behind it. So he's going to be much, much happier instead of that 3-speed. So it's turned into like a soup to nuts build where we're doing pretty much everything now. So wiring's pretty much done. Working on the hydraulics portion of the Hydro Boost right now, but first I got to mount my remote reservoir so I know how all my plumbing's going to look. I don't want to, start making hoses and then figure out where to put a reservoir later. But yeah, if you want to come take a look, see. Yeah, the engine harness is already ran, body harness is already ran, but you can't really see it because we did a good job tucking everything. We've got weather sealed power distribution, fan relays are weather sealed. But yeah, it's going to be a really awesome car when it's all done. But the bad thing is it is black and it attracts every little bit of dust. Right now, I'm making the reservoir mount. So I'll grab that. I'll show you what it's going to kind of look like. So this one, I'm just making it out of aluminum because it's quick and easy. And we had some lying around. But for this one, you got your 2 mounting points right here for screws, but then you're going to have this little tab right here for an alignment. So I'm just going to cut this out of aluminum, cut a slit in there, and then kind of body work it to move the aluminum into like a curve so it has a nice little pocket to rest in for its alignment. So that way you're not relying on just the screws to hold up the whole thing. So you don't want it to jiggle around. If you can support from 3 points instead of just 2, it's a lot stronger. So yeah, I'm just tracing out stuff right now, and then I'm gonna start cutting it up on the bandsaw and do little things here and there, and then we're gonna weld some spacers to it. One of them's gonna be angled to match the core support, and the other one's just gonna space it away just behind the headlight bucket. But we'll have everything tucked up nice against the core support so we don't have things hanging out in the way, not floating in midair. It's gonna be nice and tight. Yeah, we'll start cutting that up. All right, so I got my aluminum pieces all cut out and shaped. So Ian's gonna weld these on, and then once that's cooled off, I'll do the little bend. I'll bend this in so that the alignment slot can grab in there. But this is all gonna float right over here. So this will keep it spaced away. It'll just go on the core support right here, and that other piece of aluminum will go to that little bolt right there. And that'll just have our reservoir right in this area, so everything's still easy to access. Yeah. Let's see. And then once that's done, then I can run all my hoses and get them cut to length. And yeah. But yeah, let's do some underside shots of this thing so you can see what else we've done. So, got the ride tech everywhere. Coilovers, brand new Wilwood brakes. Got the headers installed. The exhaust is started, but I got the pieces taken out of the way for wiring purposes. And on this one, we're relocating the coils. Instead of having them be up on the valve cover and being an eyesore, they're going to be mounted down here under the pockets of the floor. And then we'll make little shields to prevent them from getting splashed and rocks and anything like that. But here's our new 6-speed. It's going to be so much better than that 3-speed it came in with. Yeah, redid the fuel lines, got them away from the power cables. We got a battery located in the trunk. So we got cables running all the way from the back to the front. We got the heat wrap anywhere we need it. Like this stuff right here, it's got stainless steel mesh on the outside, with silicone, and then a layer of fiberglass inside. So it's super protective stuff. So we want to keep the main cable safe, and it's running as close as it is to the exhaust, but it should be done. New brake lines were done. The other ones were a little too twisty for our liking, so we cleaned up and did half the amount of bends. Got that done. Yeah, we're not too far off. after we get the exhaust done, should be turnkey. So I'll be wrapped up with it here soon, and then Jace can finish the exhaust and give the key a turn.
So today here, I'm working on this aluminum airbox for a customer's vehicle. Customer's name's Andrew, and he owns a 1965 C10. And we decided to go this route instead of your standard cone filters that most everyone uses. Nothing wrong with them, they work fine. But we wanted the engine bay to have a little more personality, character, a little extra touch of custom. And so we decided to go this route. It's scooping air from outside of the engine bay. And outside the engine bay, you got cooler air, which is more dense, which helps with horsepower production. And that's a big thing we do here is performance. Not only focus on looks for show or anything, but mainly performance, because we want customers to enjoy their vehicles. So here we're just test fitting the box because I'm currently working on shaping these areas here so it transitions smoothly. It's this louvered panel here will be scooping air from outside, keeping dirt elements from the tires away from the fin with the fins, but the openings are on the front to help direct cold air from outside into it through this panel filter, and it'll sits in there. The box sits on there like that. It bolts in from the bottom. This machine flange is drilled and tapped to accept hardware, and then the air will scoop in, go in through the box into the tube. We will have the intake tube, roughly running that direction there, and we will be running one of these style clamps here, and then obviously finished product of the intake there, your MAF sensor bung, all that, so your computer can read all those inputs to translate them for power production.
Looking forward to moving into the new shop. Gonna have a lot more room for projects, and won't be bumping into each other so much, or stepping around each other or getting in each other's way. It's like what, almost 2.5 times the size inside. The back a lot smaller, but that's fine.
We definitely have a lot going on, trying to organize everything, get everything ready to move, but part of that process has already been has already commenced, has already started. We already started setting up the new shop with lifts, pallet racking, moving things around, new lighting. Yeah, it's exciting. Not gonna be as crowded anymore, and we have a lot in store.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot more room, a lot more projects. Hopefully take on another guy, maybe so, maybe two. Who knows? Yeah, like I said, we are busy with projects, so it's going to be nice to have more room to stretch out. My spot will have room for 3 cars at a time. So
with this move, so far most of it has been Jason and Nancy moving a lot of things, figuring all that out, the office design, During the week, Jason and Nancy have been moving things along with the help of Naomi, and some of us have gone over there too to help, with overall layout. We all express our opinions, share ideas, we all work together to try to make a comfortable environment for everyone here.
Yeah, first week of August, we should be ready to rock and roll, moved in. It's going to take a while to shuffle all the boxes apart. Luckily, we're going to leave the pallet racks. We have plenty of those over at our new shop, so It's gonna be a lot of little parts to it. You don't realize how much stuff you have until you have to move. Yeah, it's gonna be good things. Looking forward to it.